House of the Dragon Season 2 is, in my opinion, starting to show some flaws in the direction in which the writers want to go with the story. And although the season's still enjoyable with many good moments, I am a little concerned with the future of House of the Dragon, as there's one really big underlying problem, and that is the drastic changes done to both Alicent and Rhaenyra's characters. Now, before I begin, I fully understand that changes are completely necessary for every single adaptation. Hell, your unwillingness to change can be a complete detriment to your adaptation. A great example of this is the 1984 Dune, as they decided to adopt Frank Herbert's writing perspective, aka third person omniscient, which straight up led to some hilarious goddamn moments where you could hear everyone's thoughts interrupt the dialogue exchange in this soft whisper voice. But needless to say, changes are inevitable, and there's even some rare moments where a change can make something better. Hell, a great example of this is Viserys in Season 1. He practically carried the entire goddamn season on his back. But the changes done to Alicent and Rhaenyra are not only to the detriment of Season 2, but also a problem that's going to keep rearing its ugly head. Because at the heart of the Dance of the Dragons was Rhaenyra and Alicent's power struggle. Their vitriolic hatred for one another practically spilt over to every single family member. And at first, I really thought that the show was going to go down this route with their own unique interpretation of two best friends turned lifelong enemies, but as it stands, this really hasn't happened yet. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Both these characters are desperately trying to fix a situation that they have no control over, which sucks because it completely undermines these two characters who in the books were complete badasses in their own right, as opposed to the show's counterpart where they're portrayed more feeble, or in other cases just flat out fucking dumb. Like, take this scene where Alicent is arguing that she should be regent in Aegon's place, even though she has a second son who has reached an adult age. She should know better, yet she stands there completely shocked that the whole council decided to go with her son over her. As she's just sitting there having a Homelander moment, I'm wondering what the hell is going through her head. Knock knock, Alicent. I don't know if you just arrived from Stupidville, but you're fighting an entire war to reject the notion that women could claim power over a legitimate male heir. Like, you should know better simply by existing. You live in a male-dominated medieval society. At this point, I don't even think the writers understand the world that they're crafting, at the complete detriment of Alicent as a character, who in the books would have never done something so stupid. She understood how to play the game. She portrayed her power through specific, important positions that she had influence in, as opposed to this version of Alicent who's completely powerless to the events unfolding around her. And don't even get me started on Rhaenyra's changes, which range from the same incompetencies given to Alicent all the way to really weird moments that come out of left field. Like, I swear this feels a lot more like fan fiction rather than canon. And I know I've been nerding out a little bit and I've made a lot of comparisons to the books, mainly because I really wanted to see Alicent and Rhaenyra, these two cold, calculating, brutal, cutthroat, ambitious women vying for power. Like, who doesn't want to see that? But instead, we didn't get that. And honestly, just ignoring the books for 1 second, just as a standalone show, these characters aren't really interesting to me. And I know a lot of people are going to say that I don't like these characters because they changed them, and that's not completely it, because I don't like what they did with Aemond, making him much more power hungry than in the books, but at least I can respect the direction they're going with him. At least he's interesting as a standalone character outside of the books. I can respect that. But with Alicent and Rhaenyra, it just feels aimless, like they don't know what they're doing with them. And I think the reason for this is because at the heart of these two characters is their hatred for one another, and their power struggle to see their side win. And without that, they're just left filling in the void, which in my opinion led to a lot of the issues that we saw in Season 2. Which is why I think House of the Dragon has a big problem. As the show continues, the initial changes they made early on will only lead to more changes. It's a butterfly effect. Now, this take might age like a fine red wine or spoiled milk in a gas station toilet, but I truly believe that Season 2 of House of the Dragon is at a crossroads, similar to season 6 of Game of Thrones, where there's red flags but not many people talk about it, mainly because there's still a lot of good moments. But the problem still persists until it reaches a breaking point. And before I get any hate comments, which, let's be honest, I probably already got, I hope that I'm wrong about House of the Dragon. I pray that I'm wrong, but something in my gut is telling me that I'm not. But yeah, that's it. I mainly wanted to talk about my issue with House of the Dragon Season 2. I might make a review. I might also make a video on the finale, but thanks for watching. Comment below how you feel about House of the Dragon. Also comment below what I should do next. I could do animes, shows, movies, games, whatever. But again, thank you so much for watching.